Ever wonder how we stay sane and smiling even while circumnavigating the globe on the cruise ship we live on, the Villa Vie Odyssey?
Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on it and show you the secret sauce, and that is, we think, our morning routines. It's not about what we do as much as why it enables our life at sea to be the best it can be while we're living on a cruise ship.
Picture this. The ship is quiet. There is a soft light coming from outside your cabin window. The ocean is just beyond it. It's the launch pad to a potential great start to your day aboard the Villa Vie Odyssey.
We're going to talk to you about why those quiet moments in the morning are so important for establishing what's going to be your entire day. And that's especially important when you're living in a compact space like a cruise ship. We're going to show you exactly what we do and offer tips and advice that you can incorporate into your own life, whether you're living at home or if you're living on the sea like we do.
Now, while the idea of good mornings on a cruise ship sound like a dream and sound pretty easy, the reality of it can present some unexpected challenges. It's not easy to prioritize discipline when adventure and delicious food is constantly calling your name.
There are so many temptations on the ship, from the food to the adventure to the people, social activities, and a whole lot of other things. So many temptations that can easily undermine those good intentions you woke up in the morning with.
When you live on a cruise ship, you have this constant internal battle between choosing discipline and immediate gratification. And that's especially true in the morning when the bed wants you to come back and sleep a little longer, or the buffet breakfast is calling out to you.
We're going to share with you what we do, but it's really important that you kind of figure out and use and, stay consistent with what really works for you.
Sometimes we actually get teased about our routines, but the whys run deep for us. It's more than just checking off a few boxes.
Yeah, we are intentional about things, and our mornings start with warming up our brains. We like to do brain puzzles and that kind of thing. We also do mindful meditation that really kind of keeps us present and keeps us focused. And we believe, and we absolutely recommend to anybody that will talk to us, that you do these things because it really sets your day off with focus and positivity.
And our early morning workouts are more than just about fitness. They help us do things like they help boost our energy. They help us with the fact that, we're not getting any younger, we're getting older, and we need to stay strong and really keep up with physical fitness. And they also help with the fact that, we're eating more than ever on this cruise ship.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we shouldn't be, but we are. So we need to help counterbalance that a bit. I wake up with the first light of the day. My body just responds to it. But I also wear an Apple Watch, and it gives me a gentle tap on the wrist to wake me up without disturbing Michael, so that's kind of my alarm. I wake up at 6:15 every morning, and that gives me more than enough time to go have a light breakfast, do a little reading, have a workout, and then I still have enough time for the latter half of the morning to do video production.
So for the first 2 hours of that, I'm sleeping because I get up at 8:30 in the morning. That's pretty much my time. I do like to stay up a little later sometimes, and I get up at 8:30. I then go and do my routine, which is go and grab my coffee and do my brain training like we talked about, and I get that all done. Then I go and get my workout in.
We find that this consistent morning routine is important to maintaining a sense of normalcy and at least some level of productivity. That's especially important when you live on a cruise ship and your external environment is constantly changing.
Yeah. Of course, different residents have different routines and get up at different times. But one thing that we all experience is on port days when we're coming into the port, the ship shakes. And that usually happens around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. So if you're not planning on being up, you're probably up anyway at that time because the ship definitely has a lot of motion as we're pulling into the port. Now we'll get into the nitty gritty of exactly what we do during these morning routines to make them so great. And it's a combination of us being very deliberate about certain things that we do and taking advantage of this great opportunity we have by living on a cruise ship.
And I'll go first. So I start the morning with a light breakfast in the buffet dining room. I try to maximize my protein because I have learned that that's so important for us as we start to get older. I'm one of the first people in the dining room, as you can imagine. Since I said earlier, I'm up at 6:15 and I'm in the dining room shortly after that. But there are a few other brave souls who are there even earlier than I am, so I find that quite amazing.
Me too.
And then after breakfast, and by the way, I'm soaking up the sunrise, which is just beautiful at that time. And I go up from there to deck 7 to start my workout. And I will mix it up quite a bit. So some days I will do cardio, some days I will do strength training, some days I will do boxing. And more recently, I've been doing Peloton because the ship just got some Peloton bikes for the fitness center, which is fantastic. So I've been working out that.
As y'all can see, he's got a lot going on.
I do have a lot going on, and I'm not finished yet because after the workout, I do stretching. Stretching is so important both before, but especially after. So I do a great routine of stretching. And then after the stretching, I will do meditation, where I just kind of sit quietly and focus on my body and focus on my thoughts. Just really good meditation techniques, which I think is important. And I guess that's it.
Yeah. So my morning routine is a little different. I do get up later and I don't wake up as fast as he does, but I still have my structure and my routine. So essentially I wake up around 8:30, like we said, and I go and get coffee. I don't eat breakfast in the morning. I probably should eat more for my protein, but I don't. So I have to really watch getting my protein at other meals. But I have black coffee, and of course I go to the buffet to get that. Then I go down to the business center. I have my favorite chair where I sit right along a window. People call it my chair. When we were gone for a while.
It's a great spot.
It's a great spot. When we were gone for a while, people were saying, we missed you because I'm always in the same spot. Definitely a routine. But that's where I catch up on the news a little bit, not a lot. But my real thing in the morning is my brain games. And I love the New York Times Wordle and Spelling Bee. And I really am, kind of obsessed with it. I have friends that do it.
Yeah, you kind of have a competition with a few people on the show.
We do. A few people on board and I do it together. So I've been doing this for years and I really am convinced it keeps me sharp and thoughtful. I like to do both of those while I drink my black coffee and really just appreciate that. Sometimes I will also listen to music in my AirPods, and I love the Apple Music Focus playlist or another one called Relax that I really like. It's just not overly engaging music, but it's something that really helps me think. The Focus really works. I think it helps me think. So I get that done, and then I go to my workout, usually around 9:30. I, like Chris, have my routine. It's a combination of different things. I'm going on 62, so I'm really having to watch my flexibility and work very hard on flexibility. I do a lot of fast walking, hill walking. I also do, of course, Peloton, and we love that. And then weight training. I do a lot of body weight stuff as well as the machines and some free weights. Usually when the ship's not moving too much, because if you have too much weight in your hand and the ship's moving, it can get a little wacky sometimes. Like Chris, I oftentimes go out afterwards and meditate for a minute, and then I come back and do an extreme stretching. I love to stretch. Got a lot of yoga poses I do and that kind of stuff. So after that, I'm pretty much ready for my day. I come back to the room and shower up before we get ready for the rest of our day.
One of the perks of living on the Villa Vie Odyssey is the constantly changing backdrops to your morning routines. The where isn't a specific location. It's a constantly evolving environment that changes around you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Of course, we work out, stretch, meditate in the gym, but the gym, although it's open and light and we love it and has music going and all that, has this beautiful sea view all around you. So we love that. But then I'll go to the business center, which is quieter. There's no music playing. There's comfy chairs where I do my word games and all of that kind of stuff. But it too has the beautiful sea view.
I find a quiet spot in the buffet dining room to have breakfast and to read and to watch the sunrise. And for meditation, I will usually find a nice spot on the outdoor deck if the weather's nice.
We also go up to the Observatory Lounge on 8, which has a beautiful view out over the water, and it's quiet up there. We can read there, have coffee there, and anything you really want. There's even a piano there, and sometimes folks are there practicing their piano, which is kind of nice too.
And a few days ago, I was reading and having coffee there, and we were surrounded by whales because we were in this part of the world where the whales are just everywhere. Also saw a school, is it a school or pack of dolphins?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but
I'll go with either, but we know what you mean. A bunch of dolphins.
A bunch of dolphins.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So what are your morning secrets, your routines? Let us know in the comments and what you think. And as always, if you like this video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe.
See you soon.